The third tool in this series of marking tools is the popular multi-hole imager, again with the on-off magnetic base. Part number MHI 515. This is a fantastic tool for marking out circles or ellipses on plates or on pipe. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look inside. So now we've opened up the case of the multi-hole imager. And what you have inside is you have the instruction guide that you see leaning up on the top there. The magnetic body, the modular body over there to the right. The thumb screw is on the side where it should be because of this vertical tower assembly of the multi-hole imager. Here's your vertical tower right here. And then here's your marking arm. And then here's the horizontal tower with the angle finder right there. This tool will mark 3/4 inch to 20 inch holes in plate with a vertical shaft at 90 degrees. It'll also mark 3/4 inch to 18 inch saddle holes in pipe with a vertical shaft at 90. And of course with the angle finder, you can mark for the ellipses for your laterals coming in at different angles. And all these tools, these kits, they're modular. All you have to do is you can buy just one kit, and as long as you have the one magnetic body, you can add one of 3 different tools to it: the miter marker, the master marker, or the multi-hole imager. So I pulled the modular magnetic body out of the case, switchable magnetic body, and then I pulled the multi-hole imager assembly out so you can see how it goes together. When it comes out of the case, in order to fit this into the case, there's a cutout. So you'll notice this thumb screw will be on the side. When it's on the side like that, it's actually designed to be there when you use the multi-hole imager because that's a vertical assembly. When you're using a miter marker or a master marker, you want to take this thumb screw out and put it through this threaded hole right here. And when you put it here, it will hold the miter marker or the master marker. I'm going to take this off real quick. So you'd screw that in here for your miter or master marker to hold that arm in place. I'm going to just put it to the side just for 1 second because I want you to see the 3 different holes. You have a hole right here. That's when you're doing your pipe, when you're mitering your pipe, you would come out from here or here. If you come out from this side here, that means you're running a main trunk line here and maybe you have a lateral out here and you have to saddle the end of it. This allows you to put your miter marker arm, master marker arm through here if you run into that type of situation. In this case here, what we're going to do is show you the multi-hole imager. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble that. First of all, I'm going to put this thumb screw right back in here where it belongs for the multi-hole imager. Now, the first item I want to put in there is the vertical tower. The vertical tower goes straight up, and then you have your horizontal assembly that we'll put in after that. You'll notice there's a hole right here to hold the horizontal tower in place. You're also going to notice that right here on the shaft, there's a flat that's machined right onto the shaft, and that's where you need to put that to the screw. Does a couple things. One, it gives you a nice secure place to lock onto the bar, but get that on there. But the other thing it does too is that hole on top of here for the horizontal assembly, it squares everything up so it's straight down in line the way you want it. You're going to have your level here, there's a level in here, and you just want to make sure that when you assemble it, everything is level. So now we're ready to put the horizontal assembly onto this vertical shaft. Now I've installed the horizontal bar. You tighten it here, but before you do that, you want to make sure you're level here. So you should be level in the magnetic body as well as up here. Now you know everything is squared up. Then you have this other vertical shaft. This is the shaft that the marking tool will ride along to do your circles or your ellipses. And then here's your angle finder. So once you get it set where you want to tighten this thumb screw right here. You want to tighten this thumb screw for the angle you need. You have this tightened on the horizontal bar. And now down at the bottom here, it's a good thing to note that there's a very sharp point there. And what you want to do is take a center punch and find the center of the circle or ellipse that you want to mark, and you mark the pipe or the flat plate with that punch. And with that little divot, you put that point in there. What that will do is it will help stabilize that bar when you're marking. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure and it's good to sharpen the soapstone. When it comes, you'll see it's a flat piece of soapstone, but sharpen that to a nice point. And you want to get to from the center of that to the center of this point. That will be the radius of your circle. Double that for the diameter of the circle you want to mark. Also, I want you to notice there's 3 other positions that you can take this articulating arm that goes in and out, and you can position it to get out for your bigger circles. So there's a multitude of dimensions that you can get because of the way this is set up. The other thing too I want to mention is this part right here where you have the marking arm. Slides up and down that shaft. What that does is it allows it to ride along the contour of the pipe or whatever it is that you're marking. So it just rides. Then right here you'll notice the position it's in. So you have that angled surface right here and the flat under here. And you want to have the angled surface pointing up. And that's the way it comes in the kit anyway, but in case it ever comes off. And the whole idea is it just gives you a little clearance right here where that dial's at, depending on what you have to mark. The other thing, too, I want to point out when you're marking pipe is gravity is your friend when you're working with the multi-hole imager. In other words, you want to mark everything down, go down. And I'm going to put a little segment of video on there so you can see how that's done. And anytime you try to go uphill and mark, you're going to fight the tool, and it's not going to come out right. The idea is with the miter marker, the master marker, or the multi-hole imager, is that you want the tool to work for you, not against you. So just don't ever fight the tool. And if you're not fighting the tool, you're going to come out with a good mark.
At the top, you set the degrees, and your marking arm slides up and down on the rod, and it goes always from the high side to the low side. In other words, pick it up to the high side and let it fall, and it'll mark. Really, don't try and go uphill because it won't do it. But it's a very easy tool to use when you use it in the right way.